Hello and welcome back to my channel, Avidly Alexis. I decided I wanted to upload a video about my 2019 reading goals. I know in my previous one, my January TBR, I kind of mentioned the number goal, but there's more to it than that. So I'm also going to give you an inside look at my bookshelves and how many of my books I have not read. So this is kind of embarrassing for me. As you can see behind me, I have 3 beautiful shelves. I also have a 4th shelf that's that actually this computer is sitting on, so I'm not going to show you that one, but I've got a lot of books, okay? So I went through and counted. Of my physical books, I have 204 unread. Now, 18 of those are a combination of Terry Brooks and Terry Goodkind series that I got at a really awesome book sale. I got I think 43 books for $17, and it was insane. So, but I just was picking up whatever I could. So I have some of the series, but I don't have all of them. I think I only have one that's a first in a series. So I'm kind of keeping those separate in my mind because I'd have to buy a lot more books to complete the series or find them elsewhere. So those ones are a little bit more complicated. But anyway, 204 total, including those. And for my audio, my Audible account has 27 unread books. And my Kindle, which I've been going a little bit crazy with as I'm subscribed to several different emails that give me ebook deals and free ebook links, I have 211 unread. So that makes a total of 442 unread books that I own. So this year, I would like to try and get that number down a tiny bit. Although, with the ebook subscription emails, it's going to be hard because they're such good deals and a lot of free ones. So, my goals for 2019, the total number of books I would like to read is 100. Last year I set up that goal, but I didn't set it up until March, and so I was 3 months behind, and I had a few slumps here and there where I was really busy with school and work. Now that I'm graduated and will just have work, I feel like this goal is attainable. So, with that, I would like to read 6 nonfiction books. I figure that's 1 every 2 months, which is great. And I would also like to read 3 classics. I'm only doing 3 because I have a hard time with the classics. I really enjoy them when I do read them, but I read them really slowly. I'm not engrossed. I'm not oh, I have to keep reading. It's something that I have to really work at. And I would like to get more versed in classic books, but it is work. It is not an easy, just devour the book and, whip through it. So those are my specific genres. I'm not setting any goals for how many physical books or ebooks or limiting how many Audible books because I don't want to put that pressure on myself. 100 books, however I get to it, I'm going to call that good. So the final goal is that I would like to have the books that I read, I would like to read 8% of my 442 already owned books. So 8% of 442 is 35. So I would like to read 35 of my currently owned books. I feel like that's not a hard goal. The problem is that I also have a library app, and they have all the new books that are coming out, and so I can read them or listen to them, and so I keep getting them coming in to my, my holds will come up, and I'll be well, put down what I'm reading and quickly go listen to this because I have to return it, and it's really good. I want to listen to it. So anyway, with that, I'm going to give you some top choices for nonfiction and top choices for classics. And I want to do that because I'm kind of curious if I'll stick to that or if I'll find something else along the way that I want to read more. So let's start with nonfiction. So I have Becoming by Michelle Obama, which I was wanting to read anyway, but then one of my book groups on Facebook was like, hey, let's read that. And I was like, perfect. So I got it on Audible. I heard that Michelle Obama actually reads it. She's the narrator, so I'm really excited about that. I love when authors narrate their own books. I don't have the physical copy because obviously it's on Audible. The next one is Quiet by Susan Cain. And this book is about introverts, which I definitely am. So I was very, very interested in this book. I ordered it as soon as I heard about it, and then I haven't read it. Because, again, nonfiction. I have a hard time with that, too. I don't devour it. I love it, but I just don't read it as quickly. And so it often gets missed and passed up. So, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. I just love that, and I just really want to read about that. Okay, so the next one that I'm considering is called Genome by Matt Ridley. This one is really fascinating to me. It's about, well, genomes and what the genome means, what all of the, sequencing and everything, all the scientific knowledge. I love it. So I'm really excited. And I've heard that his books are really good. And so I'm hoping, and I love that it's 23 chapters. The autobiography of a species in 23 chapters. But anyway, I heard that he's really good, and I would like to get more of his books. But I started off with this one, and so I want to read this and then get more. But we'll see what happens. The next one is Woman by Natalie Angier, An Intimate Geography. I was given this book, sorry, there's some glare on the window. I was given this book by my sister-in-law, and oh boy, it was many years ago, and I still haven't read it, but I would really like to. I think that learning more about our gender, learning more about just our culture and all of the things that happen to our bodies would be fantastic. So I want to do that. And what else do we have? So the other one is The Big Picture by Sean Carroll. The Origins of Life, Meaning, and the Universe Itself. And I got all of these on Thrift Books, minus the Woman one that was given to me. So they're all kind of like in bad shape. But I didn't care because I'm like, these aren't ones that I'm going to be like cherishing, I don't think. Like, these are ones, like, nonfiction for me is the type of book that you want to make notes in, you want to highlight, you want to go back and, like, because I want to have facts to, like, regurgitate back to people. And so I feel like I'm not too concerned with the condition of the books. So anyway, yeah, this one looks really cool. It just seems like it would open up my mind and give me lots of cool things to think about. And the final one, oh no, actually, okay, so there's one more that I have a physical copy of, so I'll just go through that real quick. It's Escape by Carolyn Jessup with Laura Palmer. And it's one that is about a woman who fled the fundamentalist Latter-day Saints church. She was part of a smaller, I believe, cult portion of this church, or maybe she was just part of the church. I actually don't know. But she was born into a radical polygamous cult at 18. She became the fourth wife of a 50-year-old man, and she had 8 children in 15 years. Okay, so what's interesting is she said, when our leader began to preach the apocalypse, I knew I had to get them out. So, I don't know why, but religion always fascinates me, particularly like radical religion, and I haven't done a lot of reading or research. I did some in college, but again, like, since I've been going to school for the last 3 years, it's been really hard for me to pick up nonfiction because I'm already doing that for my classes. and I just want to escape into like fantasy or fiction. So anyway, I'm excited to be out, but also I love learning, so I'm excited to keep going with that. So the final nonfiction that I'm really excited about, I just ordered it on Thrift Books, so I am eagerly awaiting that to come in the mail. It's An Atheist History of Belief by Matthew Neal. And I read an excerpt of it, or like a little sample on Amazon, and I was like, yes, this is fascinating. It goes back through history and discusses like the origin of religion and kind of through the ages, like how it's practiced. And so that is super fascinating to me. Okay, so that's nonfiction. Now for the classics. I don't have a lot of classics on hand, but since most of the classics I do have on hand are unread, I would like to at least include some of them. So some of my choices, one of them, Little Woman. I have this beautiful copy. Like, I love it. It's gorgeous. It's like this smooth leather from Barnes & Noble. And I've picked it up twice and have not finished it. And I don't know why, because I really like it. But again, I guess it's just because I really struggle with the way that things are written. Like, I really enjoy it, but it's something that I have to think about more. Like, reading a simple fantasy, YA, whatever book, I'm just like, bam, done. But with these, like, I want to sit on it. I want to, like, think about it. So, anyway, so that's one. I would love to actually restart, because the last time I read it, I got to only page 115. I didn't get very far. So I would like to restart it and just read it all the way through this time, get the full, picture of this. Okay. And the next one is Jane Eyre. So this one, again, beautiful Barnes & Noble book copy. I love their leather-bound section. I have not started this one ever. I have never tried to read it, but it is one that has been on my TBR forever. Like, since high school. Like, we're talking over 10 years ago. And it's been on my TBR. So I would like to read this one and get through it this time. Not have it be like Little Women, where I try several times and then fail miserably. And the final book. Nope, I lied. This is not the final book. This is the final physical book that I own. Dracula. Ooh, that's not as pretty of a copy, and I honestly, literally, like, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the Barnes & Noble website, and I see that they have a beautiful, big, red, fancy leather-bound copy, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to get that, but I'm trying not to spend money and trying to go through what I have, so it's fine. It's fine. This is compact. It'll fit my purse. So, anyway, Dracula I have never read, and I just think that it would be awesome to read, and I'm probably going to save this for October, just because atmosphere, So I'm going to do that, but I really want to read this. So the fourth kind of wild card book that I would really love to go through and read is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and I don't have it. And I think that Barnes & Noble stopped selling the beautiful white leather-bound edition, because I went looking for it today and I couldn't find it. But that one, I started reading War and Peace in 6th grade. I don't remember how far I got. I remember that I was fascinated by it, though. And, like, people were, like, shocked to see me carrying around this giant book, 12 years old. Obviously, that's kind of normal for this group. But I loved it. The problem is I took it on vacation to Arizona. I live in Washington State. We drove down to Arizona, and I left it at my aunt and uncle's house, and you'd think that they'd send me my book. I actually left like 3 books there. But according to them, they never found it. But I'm like, that's the only place I went. So I know it's at their house somewhere, or it was, and now it's gone. So anyway, I never ended up going back to War and Peace, but I would like to. But for some reason, Anna Karenina is speaking to me more. Like, I want to read that first and then go back and read War and Peace. But anyway, those are my goals. I also have a kind of side goal of uploading a booktube video every week to my channel. simply to keep me kind of on task, and because I love talking about books. Like, this talking doesn't happen in real life. I'm very quiet. I don't talk very often. Like, I just kind of take it all in. But this is my world, you know? These are my people back here. So anyway, I would like to continue uploading videos because I feel like it helps drive me and keep me accountable. And not just that, it's interesting to go back and look and be like, wow, I had that TBR that month, or I had said I was wanting to read these nonfiction, and then kind of go back at the end of the year and be like, wow, I went way off course, or hey, I stuck to it. So anyway, until next time, it was nice talking with you guys. Bye.